Got a couple of things I want to throw at you this morning, Bob. First of all, I was told by one of my sources that there's this play that opened in New York called The Medium, and it's based on the life and predictions of Marshall McLuhan. And a review in the New York Times quoted McLuhan as saying ruefully about the dominant media, quote, "I wish none of these had ever happened," end quote.
I was
my advice to you,
advisor to the play. And
start drinking heavily.
There was some kind of optimistic mood generated by the mixed corporate media, the form and the content, so people thought that Marshall was for television and for the new election.
Assume the position.
And in the 90s, when we're in the post-mythic stage of my chart, and people are bombarded by what they perceive as the disservices of the electric environment, they're open to the notion of the disservices of the electric environment. Now, Marshall was neither for or against the electric environment. He just inventoried the disservices. So it's interesting, in the 60s, they saw McLuhan as an optimist, and now the medium is presenting that part of McLuhan that could appear as a pessimist.
Because I am a wild and crazy guy!
McLuhan falls victim to the mood of the times, and is hoiked up because the mood generates that interpretation of him, that particular mood. So the negative view of technologies Marshall listed in his inventory as disservices is only one part of Marshall, but that's the part...
I am sorry, Will Robinson. I am afraid I
was
goofed.
Discussing this with a representative of the Secretary of State's office with the observation that here we had Governor Ronald Reagan, who decided he was going to solve the problem of the costs of incarcerating and housing.
You don't scare me. I got chunks of guys like you in my stool.
Turning them all out onto the street.
Well, we're all homeless, in the discarnate virtual space we're living in now. So I think the attention on the homeless is a obsession because of the mirror effect of our own reality. We're homeless, therefore we can't do nothing but stare at the homeless. But we're interpreting the physically homeless as an approximation of our discarnate homelessness. And we're going to be releasing everybody because we can't find a place to contain them. You can't contain anything in electric conditions. So everybody's released and everybody's homeless, and this is just the beginning.
Bye now! Don't forget to write!
The play The Medium points out the larger stupidity generation factor of the electric bombardment. I think that, our physical bodies are suffering under hardware physical pollution, but the software pollution prevents us from dealing with the hardware pollution, as well as creating incredible stupidity on the software level. So let's deal with media ecology first before we...
Come on, we're going to go for a joyride.
Nature ecology.
Well, I
because you're just seeing stupidity in terms of people's singular bodies.
No, I'm also seeing it. I'm also
stupidity of collective entities, of whole groups, corporations, and nations via this electric numbing.
Well, I'm seeing it also as the fact that people are choosing the stupidest of entertainments. Well, it's another thing of codependency. You want to escape. You want to do anything but look at the problem. You want to go back in time, even if it's just the last week.
Yeah, but the kind of stupidity that is manifested in entertainment is an ersatz identity. It actually gives somebody an ersatz perspective and gives them the feeling of having a slight sense of order and intelligence.
I am ready! I am always ready! I have been ready! I am ready!
In a cosmic stupidity on a cosmic plane. So it's a nostalgic form of stupidity, or a nostalgic form of identifiable stupidity that's looked into by the tetrad process, a form of intelligence. So people are getting stupider because they're feeling smarter, using obsolete anthropomorphic pattern recognition generated by the cyberpunk phenomenon, Monda 2000 and Henry Kissinger and everybody else.
Well, there you have it, folks. Bob Dobbs, the ultimate optimist. But to me, malaise is kind of a healthy, normal reaction to finding out some ugly truths about what's going on around you and what you're responsible for. But instead, the country seems to have turned to the politics of denial.
Denial ain't just the river in Egypt.